3 weeks ago, the Autonomi network was on a collision course with a hard physical limit. Disk space was edging dangerously close to full capacity, creating a bottleneck that severely degraded the upload experience for both individuals and organizations. This capacity crisis came with a confusing paradox. While the network appeared bursting with data, independent node operators saw no corresponding spike in revenue. Instead, operators flagged that their actual earnings remained inconsequentially low. To keep the system afloat, the team deployed an emergency stopgap by relying heavily on the foundation fleet, developer-run nodes, to provide the necessary storage headroom. This kept uploads moving, but the reliance on a central entity compromised the project's goal of true decentralization. The obvious fix seemed to be an economic intervention, using newly minted tokens to pay operators more. The theory is artificial inflation forces capacity growth. But inflating supply without market demand takes earnings from healthy nodes, causing overall token value to steadily drop. Attempting to fix a decentralized network with centralized bailouts or artificial token inflation masks the fatal flaw instead of curing it. Instead of triggering token inflation or initiating a standard code debug, the team paused. They ran a deep dive economic query to analyze the exact discrepancy between the high data volume and the suspiciously low operator earnings. The query traced the failure back to a critical software logic error, ruling out both high data volume and the economic model as the source of the problem. Inside a storage node, Amendment ADR-0004 introduced an over-strict check that suffocated active data and prevented standard cleanup. Data chunks meant for deletion were kept indefinitely, causing 2/3 of internal storage to become dead weight. This process of cleaning up is called pruning, and it is a mechanical necessity in a decentralized network. Nodes must automatically release the data chunks they are no longer responsible for to make room for new market demand. A hidden line of code had turned healthy nodes into data hoarders, causing the network to suffocate under its own internal housekeeping rather than genuine user demand. The pruning fix has officially shipped, and nodes are now successfully releasing their backlogs and managing data correctly. The network is currently in a temporary transition period. It will take a few days for total capacity to fully recover, as individual nodes physically delete the accumulated dead weight from their drives. The immediate technical victories are already visible. Upload reliability has been restored. One community member reported uploading 110 gigabytes across 82 files over 92 hours, maintaining a 100% success rate. The network also features new intelligent routing. If a handful of individual nodes are full, the system instantly swaps in alternative nodes with available space to keep the process moving. Download speeds match the stability. Daily automated tests pulled 27 gigabytes across 20 distinct items in under 38 minutes, flawlessly. Alongside the backend fix, user-facing upgrades deployed with app version 0.9.3. This patch fixes public file addresses, introduces a unified download box, handling custom links and file paths and URLs all in one place. For developers, the command line tools have been streamlined. The separate ant-up and ant control protocols are now unified under a single ant command. Correcting that single logic error cleared the storage bottleneck and immediately unlocked the network's processing speed, routing intelligence, and user accessibility. The immediate architectural consequence of fixing the pruning bug is that the centralized foundation fleet can finally stand down and stop subsidizing storage. This flowchart represents the shift to the intended economic model. A true free market allows organic pricing to reward good node operators directly, bypassing centralized token reserves and operating without artificial supply inflation. According to the development team, they are now truly out of technical excuses. The core infrastructure is stable, and it is ready to handle real volume. Final security preparations are also underway, starting with the Phase 1 rollout of the X0X Group Authority Framework. This introduces deeper trust and strict access controls specifically designed for autonomous agent groups operating on the network. Transparent maintenance continues in the background, including investigations into a Windows memory bug, where operators are temporarily advised to run fewer, larger nodes, and the development of a tool to give node operators clear visibility into their estimated earnings. With the technical foundations secured, the imperative shifts from the developers to the community. The focus must now pivot entirely toward protocol confidence, consistent outreach, and migrating real-world data onto the network. True decentralization relies on a system so technically sound that raw market demand becomes the only fuel necessary for survival, rendering artificial incentives and central bailouts obsolete.